Morning everyone. So I'm just locking the cows up. They're going down to the end of the race here. But this here is one of the new grass paddocks, which was chicory last year from my parents. It's base. What I've noticed is the base holds on a lot better through the drought. Got one other paddock which is over by the cow shed, and when you look up that side of the farm, it's brown, 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 green, brown, and it just seems to hold on the new variety of grass. So yeah, quite drought resistant. This paddock and the next one, actually the next paddock over actually has a bit of basin that was left over as well. So the cows have come off the turnips. We've got probably got a week left now, and they're getting a trailer load of silage and about a 35-day round. They're not milking that well. With the down below a milk solid, they were doing 0.95. Last time I checked, which was a day or so ago. So there is a bit of rain forecast for tomorrow and the next day, and possibly a bit later on, but the rain hasn't been making it to us. So yeah, well, they came out of those two paddocks this morning. You can see they're starting to pull a bit of the grass up. There's still a few odd places where there's a little bit of roughage to eat on the next round, but other than that there's really nothing in there. Yesterday the feed-out wagon broke. I didn't video it, but it broke the drive chain for the floor. It broke twice, so I had to pitchfork it out in that paddock. So that was a fun hour and a half. So Dad's got the water system pretty good on this farm. So how it works, down at the old cow shed, there's two bulldog pumps down there which run a pressure system. So on our last job we had a tank up on the hill, so it was gravity. So how it works is we've got a main, there's a stream that runs right up the middle of the farm, goes all the way up on this side of those trees. It goes up and round the corner. So he's got two lines, one going up the left side of the farm, one up the right. The water line does not cross that stream, so any paddocks on this side of that stream are shut off by the tap, which sends the water this way. So you can isolate each side of the farm. We don't have any taps up the farm, you're just isolating the two lines, so it works pretty well. I've got to change the bullcock. I'll show you what the bullcock's like in a minute. It's actually, the top's worn out of it. Alright, so you can see in the top there that's cracked out. The reason why it has is because this arm here goes in like that, and then there's a pin that goes through there, and it's broken it out the top. So the cows had snapped this bullcock arm off. So I came to replace it and then discovered that the top's actually broken out of what would be the plunger in there. So I've got a new one to put in, so we're just going to put a bit of thread tape on there and put it back together. So we had, in our last herd test, we did our pregnancy test. So we got 10% empty, and then there's a percentage I've got to check, and it's 3 cows I've got to get rechecked, but I am actually rechecking all of the empty ones. Not that I don't doubt the milk test, I just like to check those ones. It's only 20 something cows, or not sure how many cows actually, but yeah, just like to do that. Then we know what we're dealing with. Done. Right, we need to go and turn the water on so that the cows over there can have some water, because at the moment they've got no water. So this is where the water pumps are. For some reason, this pump here doesn't shut off all the time. You give that there a bang and it shuts off. So we've still got water. So this is the dispenser. When that's going, it means there's water going somewhere, and at the moment there's no stock on that side of the farm, so that means we've got a little water leak still somewhere. But see, now we've opened that up, we've opened that tap up there, which opens up the right hand side of the farm where we were, and the dispenser's going now because it's catching up, because the cows have drunk all the water over there. So start it up and we drop down. We've got 2 pumps that they're actually linked together, so that one's just started up now. There are 2 bulldog pumps and sucking out of the stream down there. There's a water hole down there. Alright, so I'm just down at the runoff. Now this is the paddock we did hay in, which you guys didn't see, but we did hay in this paddock. So they're going from this block, which is separate, to this one. It's going around the corner there. You would have seen them in there before. It's not the first time they've been in there, but they're looking really good. A couple of light ones. When I say light, they just look a bit more bony. You just see their short ribs a bit more. So we're just going to shift them. Hi girls. Got to count them as they go past too. $46. Those 2 are twins. They always hang out together. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Away you go. So there's getting a bit more moisture down here at the runoff. So actually, well, earlier on moisture, it's dried out a bit, but there's actually still a bit of feed here at the runoff. So yeah, it's good for the calves. Got one there with she's got no tail. She's been a bit messy around the bum and not looking as good, so I did question the vet whether having no tail is going to affect her, but I guess we'll just find out later on. So that's the calves done. Now I'm going to bring the heifers, the beefies I mean, over the road and into the other hay paddock that we done. There was 2 hay paddocks that we done over here. Come on, come on! There you go. There you go. So these are the beefies. And one cow. Two cows, sorry. Another cow up there. This one here's the one with the stuffed tip. We're going to get her put into meat patties, sausages and mince. Come on girls, round you go. I've got to go around the corner here, past that hay barn, and they'll come out just on the other side there. So they go through. There you go. Come on, round you go. Up. There they go. Tight little gap there for them, but they can do it. Yeah, you can hop in. So this here is our buggy. It's what the kids call our buggy. I call it the buggy. It's a Daihatsu rugger. The body and the chassis are 1985, and the motor and the diffs are 1990, I think. So they call it a Daihatsu rugger. It's a 2.8 turbo diesel motor. This one here, I got a PTO winch for it.
So we need to put some paint on here so
Yeah.
it doesn't rust.
Yep. I shortened the PTO winch, made it smaller. You might have seen that in a previous video. So this is just it's a bit of fun. We use it with men's days where the kids drive around the farm. The boys that have been staying with us, they've been having a bit of fun in it. The tank is off a generator trailer. So I put it onto the buggy. It doesn't have glow plugs, so that's why I had to use a bit of CRC. I should get some Start Your Bastard for it, but I don't have any. But funny story, the boys who were driving around, I could hear a funny noise in the front here somewhere, and I couldn't find anything. And then yesterday I was walking past it with the kids and I gave it a rock, and then I was having a look and discovered, move back Sammy, that this caliper here, the bolts have come out, and it's actually just sitting there. It's a caliper. The bolts have gone out of it. So the only thing that's been, so the front brakes still work. The only thing that is stopping the caliper from spinning around is the pipe. So that pipe's been holding the caliper in place. It only has one front brake because the other caliper on this side is actually just here. It still works, it's still hooked in, but I lost the bracket that holds it in there, so temporarily we'll just put it there. One day I'll make a bracket up for it, but it does stop. So anyways, I'm gonna pop that wheel up and sort that out. Right, so managed to scavenge up a couple of bolts from my dad, put a bolt in there and one at the bottom, put a nut on it as a spacer because I didn't have another short one. You can see where the caliper's been rubbing on the rim. And you can see on here too, look at this. Move back a bit. Look at that groove.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Lucky it's just a paddock basher. Lucky it's just a paddock basher, right? Right, so we'll put the tyre back on.
Ow.
So this is the chain that we broke. This one here drives the floor, and the only thing that we could see wrong was that floor chain or sweep or whatever you want to call it was bent. It was actually bent up, so the outside was sitting up probably like 25 mil on each side, and it was touching the ground right there. So we wondered if that's what was causing it to snap the chain, because there's so much load on it. But we're not going to find out till we actually start, until we get a, because we've run out of links. We did have some spare ones, but we've used them because we snapped the chain twice already. So yeah, we need to get some parts from Pyro tomorrow so that we can get this fixed, and then see if we've solved the problem for why it was snapping the chain. Now, my dad was saying that it would be about be over 30 years old. It's a Pearson. It's one of the ones that it's got an aluminium chassis, so it's quite lightweight, as in light to tow. It still does a good job. He originally brought it mainly for doing the silage, but it was still able to be used to feed out the silage. So yeah, so we put some new feeders in it, whatever you want to call them, spikes. So yeah, hopefully we get it sorted. Alright, hopefully you can hear me with the wind. Just feed out to the cows. The reason why I'm using the bale feeder and feeding out a couple of bales is because the feeder wagon's still broken, as you would have seen in the earlier part of the video, me showing you what's wrong with it. So yeah, you can see she's pretty dry. This is where they were yesterday. Not exactly green. There's a bit of green around that trough up there because there was a water leak. That's about it. It's the neighbouring property where we go along the top of this hill. The neighbours are on the bottom.